Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sunday night. Not Friday night, but Sunday night. Appreciate you guys being here. We took a little break for the Thanksgiving holiday, but we're going to come back on here and we're going to have a little special guest on tonight. We got Mr. Conk the Text joining us, along with, of course, always my partner in crime, Mr. NC Relic Hunter, Mr. Michael Coley. And this should be a great show. We're going to talk all things metal detecting. And guys, I went out hunting today. I actually went out and had a great day, had a lot of fun. Ran the Mind Lab Manicore today with the M9 coil, and we really had a great and fun day outside and just enjoying the nice temperatures because for once we didn't have all this heat and humidity that we've been dealing with. So anyway, yeah, I had a great time today, but I was so looking forward to this live stream tonight and being back on here with you guys. So without further ado, let's bring in all of these great and wonderful people that I've got waiting over here in the back room, and here they come. Look at there they all are. There's Mr. NC Relic Hunter, and there's Mr. Josh of Conk Detects. Josh, how's it going, buddy?
Yo, I'm good.
All right. Well, we are
Thanks for having me.
super excited to have you on here. And again, I think this is going to be a great show. We got a few people in the house right now. We're bumping up close to 40, so we're gonna keep rocking and rolling. Um, Josh, one thing that we always do, we like to recognize our guests before we get into the show. And so we've got a full house, so we want to recognize a couple of people on here just to let them know, hey, we appreciate you and thanks for being here. So without further ado, let's see who's in the house. All right, so we've got Mr. Ohio Fred in the house. Glad to have Ohio Fred. Thanks for being here. We've got Mr. Damian Thorne. Says, oh boy, Damian's not watching football tonight, but he's here joining in with us, and we appreciate Damian being here. We've got Mr. Diggin' Darrell all the way from Missouri and the Show Me State. And Diggin' Darrell is in the house. Always glad to have him. We've got Mr. LC Hunt. Says, hi, folks. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving, and we're glad to have LC in the house. Thank you, LC, for being here. We've got the official, what is this? Official
Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog. I see it now. Thank you for being here tonight. And it says, look, and it says, Coach White, I love you. All right. How about that? One of my students is in here, by the way. So, good evening. Mr. Michael Workman is in the house. So thank you for being here tonight, Michael. Thanks for joining in with us. We've got PG Digger in the house. Says, hey, everyone. Glad to have PG in with us. We got Mr. Doug Atkins. Says, good evening, everyone, from South Louisiana. Glad to have Mr. Doug Atkins in here. We got Mr. CZ Digger. He says, evening all. Glad to have CZ with us tonight. We've got Mr. Ricky Bennett, and I know Ricky's happy because those Georgia Bulldogs are playing in the SEC Championship. So congratulations to the Georgia Bulldogs, Ricky. And glad to have Ricky here with us tonight. And then we got Mr. Ferris Grump. He likes those Ohio State Buckeyes, though. So looks like Ohio State's got a pretty good team this year, don't they, Michael?
They do. Yeah, they do.
Josh, you got a favorite college football team?
I have to say the Razorbacks because I live here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, the
say the
Razorbacks.
Razorbacks.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
We can go with that. And we got Mr. Conks the Text. He says, yo, glad to have Josh in here with us as you see him there dead in center. We got Mrs. Aggie Hall here all the way from Frigid, Ohio. Glad to have Aggie with us. We got Supernova09. He's saying hi to everyone. Glad to have him with us. We got Mr. David Frazier in the house. Glad to have David Frazier. There he is, Mr. Lance McElwain. He's got that pretty Toyota truck there, which I like a Toyota truck. Don't you, Michael?
Yeah, I like Toyotas.
Glad to have Lance in the house. Lance, glad you're joining us. We got Mr. 5 Mile Relic Hunter in the house from the Show Me State. Glad to have 5 Mile in here. Hopefully 5 Mile, hopefully you got your T-shirt by now. I hope he did. So we've got Metal Breed Tectorus. She says, hello, friends, and she is stoked for Conk in the house tonight, all the way from Washington State. And Bree is going to be on with us too in a few weeks. So definitely tune in for that one. And we're glad Bree's in the house with us tonight. We got Mr. Old Timer 5037. Let's have some fun and good evening. Glad to have Old Timer. We got Mrs. Bells 1054. She says, good evening, everyone. Bells, great friend of mine, and always love having her in with us. We got Mrs. Lexa Dawn 89 says, yo, Conk Nation. Glad to have Lexa in the house. Thanks for joining with us tonight. We got the Tech Meister all the way from Ireland here to see Conk the Text tonight. So he's got some great information I know he's going to share with us. So we're looking forward to that. And thank you to Tech Meister for being here tonight. We got Mr. Chippo 246 says, what's up, everyone? Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. We've got Mr. Chris Ingalls says, good evening, everyone. Michael, make sure I don't miss anybody. We got Mr. FLX Detectorist. He says, what in the hee-haw is going on? And glad to have FLX in the house with us. We've got Rob NYFL69 in here. Says, what's up, Conk? How about that? So glad to have you in here with us tonight, Rob. Appreciate you joining in the live stream. Going through. We got Mr. John Brantley says, hello, everyone. He says, roll Tide. So Alabama's going to be in that championship with Mr. Ricky Bennett's Georgia Bulldogs. How about that? We got DRDW Gan 100 in the house as Conk. So glad to have him joining in with us tonight. And Michael, did I miss? I got Rob. I did get Rob.
Detecting Rebel. Did you get Detecting Rebel?
Detecting Rebel. Let's see. Did I miss Detecting Rebel? I missed Detecting Rebel. Where is he at? You must be ahead of me, Michael.
No, I don't think so.
I missed him. Well, Detecting Rebel, glad to have you in the house, and when I find you, leave a comment, and I'll put your comment up on the screen. But glad to have
North
you.
Shore Relic.
Yeah. For who else?
North Shore Relic.
North Shore Relics. Glad to have you in the house. Mine must be a little bit delayed, Michael, because I missed those. Apparently, I skipped over them. Let's see. Somebody says Techmeister, sub to your channel. Okay, all right. Well, if I see some more, I'll throw them up there on the screen. But we're super excited to have everyone in with us tonight. So thank you guys for being here with us. And thank you, Mr. Josh of Conk the Text. Thank you for being here with us tonight. And Michael, always great having you here with us too, buddy. So Josh, tell us a little bit. I mean, because I know a lot of people, they know Michael and I, but they may not be familiar with your channel. Share us a little bit of information about you, when you started detecting, why you detect, what's your favorite machine, those types of things. Share those things with our audience real quick, and we're going to get going.
Awesome. Yeah, so I am Josh, but everybody calls me Conk the Text because that was my screen name on TikTok that I picked. If I had my choice, I could have made it something different if I knew it was going to turn into something like this.
Yeah, that was the one
But
thing
hey.
I was going to ask you. What Conk the Text, was it because you used to find conch shells, or what? How did that come about?
My last name is Conklin,
Oh, okay.
and people
all right.
have called me Conk.
Okay. I
That
got
makes sense, man.
Like, yeah. So, yeah, I've been metal detecting for, I'm sure somebody in the chat is going to be like, no, but I think 8 years now.
Okay.
And I got started because of a love for just all things history. I started finding artifacts, like old ancient artifacts, when I was about 10 years old, when we moved to Utah from California, and just did that for years and years. And I found fossils and things, and I felt like metal detecting was just the next thing to do. And I'm in an area that warranted having a metal detector, and so I got one, and I started metal detecting. My favorite one is definitely the XP Deus 2. That's the one I use all the time now. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what's your favorite things you like to find, Josh? What do you look for when you go out to hunt, or and you're really wanting to find something really cool? What's the cool things that you look for?
I I'm pretty into Civil War, so I
Okay.
anytime I'm going out, I'm usually looking at maps, and we have a rich history of Civil War action, like heavy action in this area. So you don't have to go very far. I mean, I've actually not across the street almost from my house, I found Civil War relics
Oh wow.
in the woods, and so I really like going off the beaten path deep into the woods and finding old home sites that, have been long forgotten, and finding, we don't find a lot of coins at those places because I feel like those people were not having the greatest time out there, but we find a lot of buckles and buttons and, things like that, the cool relics and stuff. But yeah,
Right.
it's
Right.
that's what I like, but I'll go anywhere.
Yeah. Well, that was the one reason why when I was looking around for people to have on, I knew that our audience would resonate with you because you sort of do what Michael and I do. We love Civil War artifacts, and in fact, I've got one right here, just a nice little three ringer that I'm holding right here in my hand. But um,
Oh
I,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, we love Civil War artifacts. Our area, um, loaded with Civil War, but we get the opportunity to go hunt for colonial, and we get the opportunity to hunt, coins, all those different types of things. And I've dug probably one of the oldest coins that's been dug in this area that I know of. I dug a 1619 coin from the Netherlands off of one of these plantations down here. So I know you don't get to that old stuff like we do, but man,
Uh,
digging a Civil War artifact is just like that's just that's the best. And I went hunting today and dug some Civil War artifacts, and that video is coming. So make sure that you guys are tuning in because that video is going to be coming really really soon. Really different spot from where I've been hunting at, so I think you guys are going to appreciate it when that video releases. So, Josh, I know you're big on TikTok, and I know you've got a good sized YouTube channel too as well. Um, what made you start to video and put those things up, and what got you going with that?
Yeah, that's a thing that it was just kind of pure chance. I had a coworker that it was in the beginning of TikTok
Right.
talking about you need to be on TikTok, and I'm
Right.
like, I don't even know what that is, and so well, I've seen some videos on TikTok of that metal detecting you do, and I was like, all right, cool. So I made a couple videos, and slowly like people started watching them and following. And back then, you had to have 1,000 followers to go live. And
Right.
so one
Yeah.
day
I
it just
remember
kind of
that.
popped up. It's like, hey, try going live. And I went live, and I didn't really know how it worked, but I was metal detecting live, and I there was like 2 or 3 thousand people watching, and I just thought that was normal. I didn't know that that was like a big deal,
Yeah. Really.
So I'm just like, yeah, there's a bunch of people in here, and talking, um and so the channel, it my channel has grown because of my live stream, which is
Right. Yeah.
metal detecting and comedy and education
Right.
basically. But
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, and then it just skyrocketed. It started to, we'd have 12, 15,000 people at a time watching, and it just took off really quickly. It was not a planned thing. I've been in entertainment, and I'm a musician and touring musician back in the day, and so it's kind of natural for me, but it wasn't a plan like, yeah, let's make a big channel to
Yeah.
do metal detecting. So completely blew me away, to be honest. So really awesome people out there that followed, and yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, well, I started because, and I know we saw this earlier. One of my students got on here, but I started because my students said, "Hey, Coach White, you need to create a TikTok," you know, and so I said, I'm too old to be doing TikTok videos, like that. And so I started that way. And then I said, well, this started doing pretty good. And I said, well, maybe I should try some of these other platforms. And then I went over to Facebook, and then I started doing fairly well on Facebook. And then I went to Instagram, and it took off. And then I started with YouTube. So I'm on all four platforms, but I mean, I know it's hard to do. And I mean, I admire what you do, because I mean, just to keep up with the sheer volume of videos and live streams, and constantly getting out there and doing those things. And you do a great job, because you're telling your story while you're out there, and you're cracking jokes, and then giving tips as you go. And so I think a lot of people appreciate that, and that's what's made your channel so successful, especially on TikTok and YouTube. So I think people really, really appreciate that, and you do a wonderful job with it. So, and again,
Yeah.
I've been on your live streams and commented before while you were out there digging, and you always respond back the times that I have been on there. And people really love that. They love to feel like they're a part of that, part of those hunts. And I think you do a good job of doing that.
So
Thank you.
is
Go ahead.
TikTok, is it easier to go live? As far as say easier than Facebook or YouTube? Would you think that's the easiest platform to go live on?
I think that TikTok, as of now, and I hate to even say this because they make me upset sometimes, but
Yeah,
TikTok it has the best community driven processes for live streaming.
they
The
do.
interaction
Right.
part, but YouTube is right there with them now. YouTube's was really hard to figure out, but I've done some streams on YouTube, and they're starting to copy that TikTok model. So I
Right.
would say I think TikTok still has an edge on it. TikTok has built-in camera stabilization features that YouTube
Yeah,
doesn't. So if you go live on YouTube,
it's bouncing
it looks
around all
really
over the
jittery,
place.
and so I bypass that. I use a third-party streaming app to fix that.
Right.
And then yeah, it's not it's a different crowd. It's just different. Yeah,
Well,
it's
trust
cool. YouTube's fun. I've never streamed on Facebook. I streamed on Instagram one time because TikTok banned me for like an hour, and we were in the middle of a stream, and I was like, "Oh, let's go to Instagram." That was all right, but TikTok's the most interactive. They
right.
have it down.
Yeah, they
Right.
do. They
Yeah, it's
do.
pretty
They do a
good.
good job. And again, I've got a TikTok channel. I'm not as nearly as prominent as you, but I didn't start till 2021 or 2022, somewhere in there, before I actually got on TikTok for the first time. And then, oh, my hat's crooked. And then I went over to the others. So Josh, I know you use the Deus too. Tell me why that's one of your favorite machines, and what you really like about that machine, um, for our audience, because a lot of these guys are Deus 2 users, and of course I'm a big Deus 2 user, and so is Michael. So I know they would love to hear your opinion on the Deus 2 and why it's your preferred machine.
Yeah, I like when you first get a Deus 2, it seems like there's no way you're ever going to figure it out. It's not as friendly as MindLab and Garrett, where you can kind of plug and play that feel.
Right,
But I like being able to customize things, and there's so many areas of customization on XP Deus 2. So it's kind of endless, really. It's pretty much infinite. I mean, because you have all the base programs, and then you can go in there and even tweak the audio, equalize the audio the way you want.
right,
um, and then I like the lightness of it. I like that you can detach the remote. um, I like I just it's the separation. I feel like is the biggest thing for a Deus, is
right.
how fast that reactivity can separate objects is pretty impressive. So yeah, it's light, it's nice, it's pretty cool machine. I mean, it's
Yeah.
got things that bug me sometimes, but that's with everything, you know. You gotta,
Right, right.
yeah, with everything, you know. It's like, yeah, that's the one I like the most. Yeah, but it's mainly the customization. I like that.
Right.
What's your favorite program to use on the Deus 2? I'm real curious as to what do you run like for your setups for the most part. What program do you tend to gravitate to?
I have the No BS program, which
Okay.
I see some of you guys in here that use it.
Yeah, yeah.
And if I'm not using that, I'll use a general program, which is what, you know, that laser program. But mainly I use No BS. I crafted it to work in all conditions, so you can dig a foot deep, or you can go to a heavy iron site and have your reactivity at 5 and pop targets out with no problem. You kind of, you don't have to switch programs. I always try to tell people, like, you need to get in the habit of learning how to adjust your settings on the program you're
Right.
on the fly, take cues from your environment, things like that. And that program you can tweak just a couple parameters, and it all of a sudden it's a different thing, you know, and you don't have to jump around and try different things. And so yeah, that's my main one, No BS, and No BS
What's
2.0 is what
the
we call it now.
base
But
program on that, on the No BS?
so this is a big point of contention in the in the world of metal detecting. It is based on Park, strangely enough. Now I'm a huge General fan. I love General, but on Park, for whatever reason, um, it just performs really well, especially in heavy iron for some odd reason. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's based on Park.
Right, right. We have a program we use here called the Sweeper program, which was based off of version 2.0. But since I'm on version 3 now, I've sort of started gravitating back to some of the older programs that I sort of got away from when 1.10 and 2.0 came out, and I mainly ran sensitive full tones. It was the program that I preferred. It does
Yeah,
great separation. Of course, it runs at the higher frequencies, which is again great for relic hunting. And so that was the program that we eventually ended up settling on, and really does well for us in this area. But since I've got this HF2 coil, I've had to sort of go back and do some rethinking on some things. But the funny thing was, I went back to my old ways on my last hunt, and I got rewarded with a Confederate lined eye button, going back to sensitive full tones and running the full tones program. But one thing that I've been doing a lot recently is running my discrimination up, and with that new 3.0 version software, you can lower the silencer down even more, and so you can go into the negative numbers. So what I do is I up the discrimination, but I lower the silencer down to -1 or -2 in some cases, and I get great unmasking, especially with that HF2 coil, and it's just a thing of beauty when it works. But again, you know, I know a lot of people that run Park. I've just never had success with Park for some reason. It might just be the way I've got it set up, and I've been running in a lot of the trashy areas that we hunt. But sensitive full tones has always been the one for us. But I know a lot of guys that run Park, and they do fabulous with it.
Yeah,
And
I think Mike, he ran Park that one time. He done really well with it.
yeah,
You remember when he on that one hunt?
yeah,
But yeah, I haven't used Park a whole lot. I've used it some, but
right.
it's
And
interesting.
Ferris Grunt wants to know, Conk, he goes, hey, does Conk use the HF2 coil? And I asked Conk this off camera, so I'll let him answer your question there, Ferris Grump, and thank you for the question.
yeah, Ferris Grump, thanks for the question. So yeah, I have not as of yet used an HF2 coil. Um, I would like to. I just haven't done it yet. It's kind of weird. I don't know why.
You got to
I'd
get
love
one,
to.
Josh. You got to get
Yeah, I
one.
gotta get one.
Yeah, you got to get
I'll do it. I'm gonna get one.
one. Michael knows
But
it's
I
it's
imagine
big.
I'm gonna have to go and design a new program for that. So
No, that's okay. Go ahead, design it. We're still working on ours, and I'm telling you,
yeah,
this thing is sweet, and the
Yeah.
unmasking capability
I
of it
believe it.
is just phenomenal.
Right.
And like CZ Digger was saying, when you can run that negative silencer, you're going to get so much more unmasking, which I believe. And then, like I said, I tend to run my discrimination up a lot higher, and I've been rewarded with just bucket lister finds all this past summer. And I was telling you a little
Hmm.
bit about some of those finds, and it just works so good in that iron. I mean, it's like butter, and it is the quietest coil that I have ever used. The
Yeah.
EMI,
Huh.
it shuts that EMI down like it's nobody's business. So if you hunt in an area that's got tons of EMI, you're gonna be blown away by how quiet it
Mm.
is. You can hunt like right up against the street where you got phone lines and cable lines and all that sort of crap right there, but
Yeah.
you can
Awesome.
run that machine up and you don't have any EMI at all, and just does a great job. So Ferris Grump says mine worked great on the beach in EMI areas, and it was
Yeah.
better underwater too in the salt. Right. So yeah, it's and I know they're hard to get, and I know there's probably some people on here right now saying, "Well, I've been waiting on mine since back during the summer." Well, they're coming. And speaking of that too, we also know that those stereo headphones from XP are coming. Josh, what do you think about that? Stereo headphones for the XP Deus 2.
I've been asked this quite a bit, and I what's funny about me is when I'm hunting, I have one on and one off. So I'm like, I bet it's awesome. I bet it's really cool. I'm funny because if I'm in the woods, like I'm always like, oh man, I gotta have one ear listening. Like is there
Mm-hmm.
something out there? Or bears and
Right.
mountain lions and people, and but I think that it would be a pretty cool because I'm an audio nerd, so I
Yeah.
understand
Right.
the
Yeah.
benefit of it.
Because
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
you were
mean,
in a band,
basically,
or
you'll
can you
have
tell me?
yeah, I'm a music producer too, so that's my other thing that I do.
So you got to get a pair of those stereo headphones.
Yeah, I'll get them. Yeah, I just got to get used to wearing both because, like, yeah, I always have one up on my hat and one in my ear.
Right. So, which headphones do you use for the DS2? Do you like the WSAs, WS6s, or do you like the WSA, WSXL2s?
I use the WS6s, but I will say that I jumped in the ocean one time with them,
Oh,
and then ruined them, and I totally forgot. I like this was like it was hot. We were metal detecting. I was like, I'm jumping in and toasted them. So I've gone. I think I'm on my third pair of the WS6s, but I like those. I mean, they they've got some issues. They could be a little more comfortable, but I got a system now.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
yeah. So, so with your no BS program, tell me a little bit about what kind of. I mean, I know it's sort of site dependent most of the time, but tell me a
mhm.
little bit about the other settings that you use. Are you running full tones? Are you running pitch? Are you running what are you using as far as tones and audio and that kind of stuff?
Yeah. So it's Park, and then it's based on full tones. And I change it to high square,
Okay.
and high square is what makes that's the noise that I connect with
Right.
as an audio nerd. It computes really well when you hear if you're in a bunch of iron and it's grunting that high square. I mean, it's piercing. It comes
Oh
right
yeah. I
through.
mean, I run MindLab machines, and I've run the XP machines, and I've run the Nocta machines, and some people just really, they're used to certain types of tones and sounds. I think
Hmm.
my problem has always been that I started off with the Deus One, and
Yeah.
so I got used to running pitch, and I got used to running full tones. So that was where I started with all of that, and I think that's where I've always been. So I run the PWM audio along
Yeah.
with full tones. To me, I mean, and like you just said, your ears get accustomed to certain things, and you can hear things a little better. Depends on the way that the way you got it set up and what you're used to, and
I think the
Big
high
time.
square is closest to like the Mind Lab and the not the
It is.
hmm
as far as the sound of it, you know.
Yep, it is. It is very mind labish.
Yeah.
But I also I run zero. I'm kind of a wide open. So zero discrimination, zero silencer. I'm running through my program in my head right now.
yeah, yeah,
I love, by the way, PWM's my favorite
okay,
Yeah.
sound.
yeah,
It's my favorite.
right,
And sometimes I will switch over on PWM and use it. Um, but man, it's something about the high square, it gets my attention more. But
right.
PWM, if I'm in the woods, I'll use PWM a lot.
And when you get
Right.
over a coin, I mean, and you're running a high square, or you're running a high square or square, and you get over a coin, that thing is just,
Oh yeah.
and you know it.
It's
I
right
mean,
there.
it just jumps out at you. So
Yeah.
the other thing that I do, and you mentioned the equalizer a few minutes ago, but the other thing that I do is I like turning that last. I run a two tone program a lot of times too, so I like
Hmm.
turning that last tone break. I like turning that all the way up, almost to like
Yeah.
921 hertz or nine. What do you adjust any of that on yours or no?
I have, but I the program, the No BS program, it's the way that high square just when you auto load it in is pretty good. I think it's at like 800 hertz or something for
Right.
the high, and 815, something like
Well,
that.
well, Josh, I'm an old guy. I gotta
And
have that good piercing sound going through my
oh yeah, I get it. Yeah, I mean, I
head.
got those music ears, so I gotta have it too a little bit. But yeah, it's the equalizer's cool. The equalizer might be really cool with the stereo headphones
Yeah.
Right.
actually. So
Yeah.
That is a good
that's where
point.
you could, yeah, you can get into it with that now that
Yeah.
they're doing
Yeah.
that.
I love that. Ferris Grunt wants to know: do you hunt the same grounds or bounce to different locations or both? Um, Answer that one for Ferris Grunt there, Josh.
It's both. Since my content is mainly based on live streaming, I have to, without traveling too far, visit areas I've been to a few times.
Right. Right.
But the cool thing about that is the areas I choose to go are heavily littered with trash and iron. And I don't care who you are or how good you think you are, there's always something still there. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it,
Right.
yeah,
That's
it
the
doesn't
one.
bother me to go.
That's the one thing that we've been finding out even more and more, especially on one of the sites that we've been hunting, is just that we keep going back to it and we keep finding things, but of course XP keeps giving us better detectors all the time, so they keep adding
It's
all
true.
these things to it, and and it's like I keep telling people, you got to go back and you got to hunt a lot of these places differently. You can run the same program or run the same settings, but you want to go back and change up some of those things. Maybe run a different size coil,
Hmm.
maybe run the reactivity a little bit slower, maybe adjust the tone breaks. There are all kinds of things that you can do that'll make a site sort of come alive again in a lot of cases. And we definitely try to encourage people to do that. And I know you do that as well whenever you go to your
For
sites.
sure.
And oh yeah. So one thing we normally do on this show, but unfortunately, that guy over there, I got to get the right on the camera. That guy over there, not you, but
Oh,
Michael, yeah, he didn't do his tip of the week. So we're going to let you, as the guest tonight, do a tip of the week. What's a great tip that you could share with the people on the show tonight and with our audience? I know they would greatly appreciate it. And let's hear what Josh has got to say for a tip of the week.
yeah, and a lot of you, I see some, we call them homies in the
Yes,
chat.
some
You've heard
friends.
me say this, but it was one of the biggest things that kind of changed everything for me. And I mean, this is probably kind of a common tip, but it can't be said enough. Is a lot of times when you start metal detecting, you get really hung up on how deep the machine can go. How deep can I go? How deep? And we tend to like get hung up on this. And one of the biggest revelations, maybe about 3 years into really metal detecting, was going back over sites I'd been that are kind of trashy and raising that reactivity. And I will go all the way to 5.
Oh wow.
And you just start popping out all kinds of stuff. And I always tell people, like, if you're hunting in a heavy trash area and you have your reactivity at 1 and there's a coin 10 inches down below all that trash, it's pretty much guaranteed you're never going to find that coin. But you might find the one that's 4 inches deep.
Right.
You might find one that's still in there. So
Right.
I am always in. I know John's here, and maybe Beth, Alexa,
Yeah.
Bree. They've all heard me say this. Um, Go to your heaviest sites, and if you haven't done it already, take your reactivity up to 4 or 5,
And go hunting.
and try it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And that goes back to what we just said. I mean, you could go back to these sites and run a different reactivity. You could run a different program. You could run a different size coil. You're going to find things on those sites that you missed. And
Hmm.
Michael, what was it that we were told the other day about hunting a site over and over again? Matt told us this.
Oh, it's never hunted out. He said it was like taking a ballpoint pen and making a line across a piece of paper. How many times does it take you to fill that whole piece of paper up? That's
Hmm.
basically,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
easy to miss. And like you said, most of these machines today, as far as depth, I think they're within 1 inch or so of one another, and you can set them up depending on recovery speed. Depth is not really a issue. It's the recovery speed to me matters more than depth. On the sites we hunt most
Hmm.
of the time.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, Josh, you were dead on because Michael and I hunt these sites, and most of our targets, Michael, most of our targets are in that 6 inch range for the most
yeah,
part. Maybe
yeah,
8. Every now and then we'll get a really really deep one, but because of the nails, the way the nails are just spread out all over these sites,
Hmm.
separation is just so much more of a factor for us on our
right,
sites as I know they are for you too, Josh. So again, running a higher reactivity and focusing in on those targets, and then maybe go back and after you feel like you've cleaned it a good bit, then go back and maybe run a lower reactivity and see what happens.
right.
But
Yep.
again,
Most of these machines now, you can set them up to be, pretty much as deep as you want to go. Um, they're deep machines depending on the recovery speed. You can cut it down to, like on the days, you can cut it down to 1 or 2, and it's pretty deep machine or zero. Like he said,
Oh
you can go
yeah.
to 4 or 5, and it'll cut through the trash and the iron, and you can find shallower targets that you missed.
right.
So,
And the Key Day Kid says there's more in the ground than what's been found. That's the truth. So
right.
true to that. Thank you there, Casey. Glad to have
that's
you on with
that's a
us tonight.
tattoo right there.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And Jay Rummy's in here. He says separation over depth any day. And I think that's where we've always been. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love digging something deep, but
Me
Yeah,
too.
I also know that a lot of that stuff is just under that layer of nails that we've been hunting in. And that's what makes it so
Yeah.
good. FLX says reactivity 4 and 5 has been a game changer for him. So yes, Detect Meister wants to know, hey, Conk, what is your favorite best find?
Man, that's hard.
Yeah, you got so many of them. We know.
I always say my homies, but well, one that really sticks out that is not by any means a major find, but it was something that took me 5 years to find, was a 69 caliber um, 3 ringer mini
Right.
ball.
Yeah.
yeah,
And it was just more of like, oh my gosh, I dug it live, I think. I'm pretty sure I dug it live, and I was like, oh, it's a 3, and then I was like, oh my gosh, it's the one. Because
That's a
I've dug
pretty cool idea
hundreds and
right there.
hundreds
That's a
of
cool
them,
bullet.
That's
and
awesome.
Yeah.
since then I found a bunch. Of course, now once you find one, you start finding them. But yeah,
Yeah.
that and
Yeah.
it was about a foot deep.
Oh
So
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, those bullets tend to
yeah,
get really deep because they're so heavy, and especially if
yeah.
you're in the right soil, they can definitely sink and get down there pretty good. So Digging Darrell wants to know, Josh. He says, "Are you still running version 2.0 on your Deas too?"
I actually am. Yeah. No, I'm on 3. I'm on
You're on
3.
3. Okay.
I found, and if you're wondering about my program, that No BS program on YouTube, it says No BS 2.0. I updated and just ran the program normal, and
Right.
it's working fine. So
Sure. Yeah.
it tends to cross platforms pretty good. So
Okay. Good. So have you tried the negative silencer, Josh? I'm curious about that.
I messed with it a little bit. I think, but I keep it at 0, and I will go try it some more.
Yeah, yeah, go try it. I'm telling you, and again, it goes back to what we just said. If you start running that silencer down a little bit now, it may take a little bit of getting used to because you are probably going to dig a couple of more pieces of iron that you probably wouldn't have dug.
Yeah.
But the thing
Yeah.
is, once you get sort of accustomed to it, I tell you, it's been a game changer for Michael and I. So, go try it. Yeah, definitely give it a shot. Let's see what else we
Very
got.
cool.
So FLX says my favorite Conk the text find was the silver $50 his dad threw at him live. So John's telling you about
That's a true story.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know, I can tell.
My dad dug up a target that sounded like a can,
Yeah.
and he, I said, go ahead and dig that, which was dumb of me. He's like, listen, what do you think? I'm like, it sounds like a can, but it could be something. So anyways, I'm digging another hole, and he goes, that's a coin. And he goes like, yeah. And he threw it at me. And
Uh-huh.
I pick it up. It's a walking liberty. I'm just
You
like, what are
know,
you doing? Like,
that is
you know what
so
that is? Nope.
that is so funny. I had the same thing happen to me with the Walking Liberty, and I thought it was a can as well. And the only reason why it was right by a light pole. Like there was a light pole, and
Yeah,
there was a Walking Liberty right there, right by that light pole, and I
it
passed him the
happens.
signal. And so the guy that I was hunting with came over, and he says, "I think I'm going to dig this," and I'm going, "Go ahead, dig it. It's a can. This is where you think you know what those sounds are, and you just get it sort of
Yep.
thrown right back in your face."
Right.
So
Yeah.
let's see here. Souls Valley 84. I said, I thought metal detecting would be fun. Went to Civil War Park and was almost arrested by the park rangers. Don't do that. Yeah, don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta watch that. You're lucky.
Yeah, I know. Definitely. Definitely don't do
They'll
that.
get you.
So, as you know, Josh, I use multiple machines, and so does Michael. And one thing I did today was I started playing around with the Manicore. So I've got a little video clip here I'm going to share with the audience. And those of you that have the Manicore, you may be familiar with this setting, but maybe you haven't seen it in action. So I'm going to show you a little bit about the Manicore with the stabilizer feature enabled. Now what the stabilizer does is it basically takes out a lot of those iron pops, those little falses that you'll get when you're working a patch of iron, when there are tons and tons of square nails all in that iron. So I want you to watch this video. Watch how the stabilizer works in this iron loaded site, and how when I raise that stabilizer up, what it sounds like once you start raising that stabilizer up. And one thing that I tried, and I'm gonna try this some more. Michael and I were talking about it earlier. Was when I go back, I might try to actually hunt this way just to see if I'm correct. So what I did was I'm going to raise the stabilizer, but I'm going to bump the sensitivity up. And for those of you that have the Manicore, you know that the Manicore has a lot of power. And if you run that sensitivity really high, it can really be annoying, and it can just screw with your head. But running the stabilizer quiets the machine down. So it should allow you to raise the sensitivity up too on the machine. So anyway, we're going to run this clip real quick and we'll be right back with you. You guys let me know what you think about the Mindline Manicore with this stabilizer feature. So check out this video and we'll be right back. Okay, here's the stabilizer feature on 0 on this side. I want y'all to hear what it sounds like running the stabilizer at 0. Of course, you hear all of that iron, and that's showing you, you know, how much iron is actually in this sight. So what happens if we increase the stabilizer? So let's do that real quick. So we go to our right arrow button and we're going to go all the way up to 12. And so y'all heard what it sounded like with it at 0. Now listen to what it sounds like at 12. You hear it, it's broken up all that iron. Now some of these big pieces of iron are going to pop through, but you can see how it's knocked some of that iron out running that stabilizer feature. Now again, this is going to be something that you're going to have to play with on your iron loaded sites and decide what might be a good middle of the road. I tend to run mine, if I do run it, I usually run it around 1 or 2. I usually don't go up more than that because again, you will impact some depth and you might end up impacting some unmasking capabilities too. So I'd usually run mine between 1 and 2. So I know some people run it all the way up to 4, but I like running my machine a little hot, and I like hearing that iron and hearing those pops so I can investigate them. So again, that's something that's going to be up to you as far as where you choose to run your stabilizer. But again, it definitely shows what this thing is capable of. So let's run it at 4 and see if that helps us any. We go back to our screen, y'all can see all those red numbers popping up. There's a ton of iron. So I still got a good bit of iron response, even running it. You see how that is telling you that's iron. But again, you might be able to sneak out a target running it this way and using that stabilizer and adjusting it. So let's go back in. Let's go up to 6. See if that makes a difference. I think it did. I think it calmed it down a little bit. Seeing if we can sneak out a target in here. But this place has been pounded pretty good. But again, I like running the stabilizer down lower. But it is something that I think all of you should play around with. If you got a site that's, you know, loaded with iron, you can run this stabilizer up. You hear how it's broken up that iron? Don't hear all those nail pops, and there are tons of nails in here. Now, the big iron is sort of hard to get rid of, but those nail pops and those little falses make the machine sound sparky. You can actually knock those out. Okay, so what do y'all think about the stabilizer? Josh, what did you think about that stabilizer feature on that Manicore?
Yeah, it seems like it's almost like a... I was just trying to figure out if it's like a secondary discrimination almost, or something's happening there where it's cleaning that up a little bit.
Well, and I try to equate it a little bit like the silencer on the dais too, a little bit. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's actually allowing iron in and not allowing iron in by the by raising it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get a chance to video it, but I did run it like I was just saying. I ran it with the sensitivity turned up, and then ran the silencer, ran the stabilizer up some more, and I was pulling out targets. Now they weren't anything earth shattering, but they were pieces of brass that I had missed, and so that site has been really, really hunted really, really well. And I dug a shotgun head stamp, I dug a piece of brass, I dug a piece of aluminum, I dug a piece of lead, all out of that site, running the stabilizer higher and then running the sensitivity up to sort of give me a little bit more oomph to it. Because one of the things that I've heard is that when you run that stabilizer up, it's going to take away some of the depth. And so I said, well, why not just run the sensitivity up and let's just see what it does? Because the Manicore's got plenty of power. I mean, it goes all the way up to 30. So, why not take advantage of that power with a more filter put in? So, but anyway, we'll see how that works. But that's going to be my next project that I'm going to work on with that machine. So, again, I just thought I would share that with you. And again, uh, please do that. Hit that like button if you haven't already. We've got how many people we got in here? We got 58 people in here. So there better be 58 likes on this screen right now at this point. So again, hit that like button. Great guest over here with Josh. Glad to have Josh in the house with us. And of course, always Mr. NC Relic Hunter as well. So guys, hit that like button. Thank y'all so, so much. Let's see what we got going on here over here in the chat. Let's see. Brad, iron for me is mostly nails from an old home site, but also the big iron that was prevalent in the 1800s at those sites. And I think somebody asked me this. Brad Caudle asked me this. So he said, so when people say lots of iron in the soil, do they mean like nails, etc., or natural iron? I mean nails. Yeah. And you heard
Yeah.
all of those little blips and bleeps that were coming through on that manicore. Those are all hand forged square nails that are just scattered all over. And that site goes for about 100 yards, 200 yards of nothing but that the entire time. So, again, you can get ear fatigue too. Josh, you ever get ear fatigue?
Yeah. Yeah, I can have that happen. Yeah.
So you know
For
what I do
sure.
when I get ear fatigue? I go to that iron volume and I go turn that thing
Yeah, I
down.
do that too.
Yeah, I don't want to
I
hear
turn
it
it down.
anymore.
Yeah.
If I'm going to a site where I know there's a lot of iron, a lot of times I'll just turn that thing down to one or two and be like already done with it. Just
Right.
yeah.
Uh,
Thank you, Jeff's Detecting Channel. He says, nice episode tonight. Yes, we appreciate it and glad to have Mr. Conk Detects and Josh in the house. So glad to have him with us. Doug Atkins says, Conk, tell them about your finds box that you have on your site.
Well, we have a finds box called the Box of Wonders that is occasionally on the site because it's made in America and it takes a while and we build it ourselves, so it's magnetic. So if you want to open it with gloves on, it's pretty easy to open, and I use them. If you're watching my live stream, you see them.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, once in a while they're available. They sell out real quick.
Yeah. Well, go over there
So
and check out those finds box from
you don't
Josh.
have one you can
yeah,
show us, do you?
Yeah. Show us
shoot.
one if you got one.
Well, if you want to wait about 10 seconds, I can.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Michael and
yeah.
I can fill some
All right, hang
airtime for a
on.
second. All right.
Hang on.
So again, go check out while Josh is off of here right now. Go check out Josh's channel. If you're a TikTok person, then you can go over to TikTok and check him out, Conk Detects, or go check him out on YouTube as well. And again, he's got a lot of great things. There's another thing I want to ask him about when he gets back, and maybe he can relay that to us a little more. So yeah. So again, hit that like button. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Michael, you about ready to go detecting, buddy?
Yeah, I'm getting about ready. I'm about had enough deer hunting, so I'm ready to go
You're
metal
about
detect.
ready. So Jeff's Detecting Channel 7230 says, what's some good techniques on hitting a site that's been hit numerous times? Josh, you want to take that one since you're our special guest tonight?
Yeah. Jeff, right?
Yeah.
uh, Something that I do, like we were kind of talking, is switch up what you're doing in the program you're using. Change your reactivity is a big one. Another thing is just try a new program. That's always a fun thing to do. Like, hey, well, I've never used this program. Like, let's see what happens if I run it through here, and it makes it almost like a new, like you're hunting a new spot in some ways because you're not used to the sounds, and you might actually dig a sound that you're like, oh, that sounds interesting. Like it's different programs will hit different ways. There's different frequencies. There's different audio settings. There's lots of different things happening. So either switch some of the parameters in your program of choice, or you try a new program.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what we say whenever we go to a site that's been hunted hard. We'll go and we'll go up to the person that owns the property, and they'll say, "Well, this place has been metal detected before, and they found a ton of
Yes.
stuff." And you know what? You know what Michael and I always say? We say, "Well, it might have been metal detected, but it's never been metal detected by us." That's the
Right.
way.
So I say the same thing. I'm like, yeah, but I haven't been here.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I haven't been here. So,
Yeah.
and like we just said,
What
Yeah.
call for the day is too? Do you like the best? Do you use the
I'm
9 or the 11?
I'm on the 9 all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
my go-to.
the 9 is
Right.
just a fabulous call. I've got the 11 and the 13. I'll usually use the 11 and 13 when I'm out on the beach, but the 9 is just it's a relic beast. There's no question about it.
It's
So
Yeah.
awesome.
it is. It
I
is.
I find that it doesn't. I find a lot of people complain about it losing depth, but I don't really find that to be an issue myself.
No,
Right.
I
It's
no.
don't
deep.
notice it at all, really.
Right, and you saw me
So,
using the 9-inch coil on the Manicore, and man, that thing is
mhm.
so deep too. I mean, the 9-inch coil is just I think is the good all around for separation
Yeah.
It's great.
I
and
do
for
too.
coverage. Yeah, I just think you can just get a lot out of those 9-inch coils. So we got a couple of people giving some super chats tonight, and we're gonna get to this in just a few minutes, and we appreciate that. We're going to share that with the audience in just a few minutes, and we'll talk about what that's about. And there is a very nice giveaway that we're going to be or a raffle that we're doing, and we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. So somebody said, "What's your favorite sites?"
I like my most favorite sites are sites that people haven't been to since they were left. So
Yeah,
hiking real deep into the woods to old stone foundations, and I mean that's about as
Yeah.
good as it gets for me. So
right. Yeah,
that's my favorite.
I was in that situation today. I went into the woods pretty deep and heavy. I'm still battling mosquitoes. Are you still battling mosquitoes, Josh?
No, I was high of 34 degrees here or something today.
Oh
So
gosh,
we're
I had
good.
mosquitoes tearing me up today. It was just, I mean, they
Ugh.
were just everywhere. They were swarming around and everywhere. So yeah, it was pretty rough out there, and we were in the 60s, so we got up to 67, 68 degrees today. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah, it was pretty warm. Digging Darrell says, Conk, he says the HF2 is awesome. I know you would like it for sure. It works great in our mild to moderate soil. And Darrell lives in Missouri. If you don't know Digging Darrell, right?
Okay, I feel like we might have we met?
Yeah,
I feel like I've met
he
Dig and Daryl at maybe an event or something, but maybe I'm thinking of somebody else.
he
But
went to the probably that show me hunt and maybe
yeah,
the Kadoha hunt.
Kadoa, yeah,
Yeah,
I was there.
yeah. So that's
I
probably
feel like
where
we might have met
you
at
might have run into
Kadoha.
him. PG Digger 804 says the HF coal is a beast in heavily hunted sites. So again, you know,
Oh, I believe it.
yeah, it is. He says we have the frostbiting thing going on here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, but I'll tell you what, we got the mosquito biting thing. I'm ready for that cold weather just to knock those mosquitoes out and get rid of them.
yeah,
So,
that's why I wait for that cold snap, and then that's when I start going in the woods because you can't really go in the woods until you get that cold snap out here.
yeah. So, did you
Right.
find the fine
There's
spot?
ticks.
Did you find the fine?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's see it. Look at there,
So
the
this
box
is
of
the
wonder.
newest. Yeah, I'm trying to get it to show right in the camera there, man. It's like opposite.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's the
There we
opposite.
go.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah, so this one's hingeless, so the hinge comes off. So there's usually a coin. Gosh, man, this is weird. Where's
Yeah,
the? Yeah, here. There's usually a coin foam slot in here,
you're right.
and
Yeah.
then this is just a pad, and
Yeah.
then the lid's padded. But they've got these. We've got magnets that hold it all on together. It's pretty strong. Actually, the new ones have 3 magnets on each side.
Oh, that's
But
pretty
yeah,
cool.
you
Yeah,
put
I
it
got.
on there, and it's got a lanyard spot here, and these are made. Gosh dang, man, that's wild. There we go. So that, and then the one that I hunt with a lot on the live stream that I haven't sold yet is the round boxes.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I
and
like those.
this is obviously full of foam, and then you can put coins. It's more for coins, but yeah, you just put that lid on there, and there you
That's
go.
really cool. I like the magnet part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took a while to do it. I have a shovel that's still in the works that people have seen that are probably laughing about. Yeah, that's cool. And oh, I would be amiss to not mention one more thing if I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
And
Yeah,
it's
you got plenty of
important.
time.
uh we Supernova, who's in the chat, I think he was there.
Yeah, he was.
Um that is Joe, and Joe and I became buddies from his wife who watched me, and then he started watching. And Joe's a technological wizard,
Right.
and him and I just built a application, a web-based app called
That's
ShareMyFind.com.
that's so funny. I was getting ready, and I said while you walked away, I said, "There's another thing I got to ask him about." So
Oh,
sharemyfind.com, right?
yep, yeah.
Okay. So tell the audience what sharemyfind.com is and the application.
So ShareMyFind.com is a free-to-use, free-to-post site where we've gotten rid of all the noise of social media because I'm full-time social media. That's what I do for my job.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of things that get really old on social media, and it's because everything's fighting for your attention. And um,
I get it.
I don't like that part of it. If I want to go see metal detecting, I want to go to one place to see metal detecting, and not
Right.
have another video pop up and go like, "You want to make $1 million today?"
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Right.
so. We developed a site where it's purely based on treasure. There will be other things added, bottles, fossils, that's coming, arrowheads. But for now, it's metal detecting, and it's also the world's first VDI database. So all the machines are in there. You enter a VDI for your target. You enter, some notes about how you found it. You don't say where, obviously,
Right.
but just things to like. We're building the first database that's ever been out there in the world of VDIs for all the machines.
Wow.
I
That's
don't
cool.
hunt particularly just with VDI, but it is a data point that can be helpful. So I'm more of a sound guy, but we all know those numbers can come in handy at
Sure.
certain times.
Sure.
Right.
Definitely.
And so it functions as a tool and a social site. And yeah, I encourage everybody to at least go look, and it's free to sign up, and we don't allow any ads or spam or bots. It's all human beings. It's moderated by human beings. So it's kind of it's almost like a treasure hunting experience because you choose what you want to see. There's no algorithm shoving things in your face.
Sure.
So yeah, that's sharemyfind.com.
That's really cool
Right.
because
I have to check that
I
out.
told Michael about it about 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. Whenever I was first talking to you about you coming on, and And I said, yeah, you need to go check this out. And I said, he's got this thing where you can put in your VDI numbers for, whatever target it is. And we were talking about it. And I said, wow, that's such a great idea, for somebody just starting out or somebody that really wants to know what the VDI number is of a gold coin, of a seated liberty, of a
Hmm.
Civil War button, whatever it may be. If you can just go to a site and you can look up every single thing that you need to know, I think that's awesome. You know,
Yeah, that is awesome.
and
Yeah. And another thing that's cool is if you, let's say you went to the UK, you have no idea
no, no,
what things are.
right,
And so if you're like, I wonder what a hammered sounds like, you can go in there and look up hammered coins. And I'm trying to get more international users, and we are now, but
right.
to see like, oh, so that's what it comes in at a 50. That's like, what
Right,
the heck? That's
right.
weird. Like I'd
And
pass that up usually. So
those little
Yeah,
hammered coins over there, those things are coming in the low 30s and in the 20s in some cases.
right. Yeah,
Right
pretty
at
low,
yeah.
lower than you would think.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
so that's its other purpose too. It's and it's just a place to share.
right, yeah, and what a great thing for somebody too, just to be able to go over there and then look that up and being able to see that. So yeah, that's awesome, Josh, and that's a great idea. And I know people. And Josh, where can they find Can they find this on your YouTube channel, on your TikTok channel? Is there links to it anywhere other than just
Yeah,
in the share my find?
yeah, we've got a Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Share my find. It will be
Okay,
on there.
okay, all right.
Yep.
And it's available on Apple and Android, correct?
So the way it works is right now it's called a web-based app. So what you do is you go in your browser and you do sharemyfind.com.
Okay.
You do the sign up, and once you're in on your dashboard, you hit share like you're going to share something
Mm-hmm.
at the bottom, and
Mm-hmm.
it'll say add to home screen. When you add it to your home screen, the icon will be right there like an app. It functions just like an application.
Okay.
So the benefit to that is we can update and fix things instantly. Whereas if you're in the app store, it can take a month to do an update. You guys know how it goes. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there's a new update available.
Right.
One day it might be on the App Store. I mean, that's kind of where things usually go, but the longer we can keep it off, the better. And also, they take about 30% of any like revenue.
Yeah, I
So,
get it. I
you
get
know,
it.
apps cost money. So,
Yeah.
it's like,
But
Right.
so
right
we're
now,
trying to, yeah, keep it off, but it'll
right
happen
now it's
probably.
free though, correct?
So it's free to post and free to look. Now, what we did to clean up some of the things that cause problems, we put commenting and replies
Mm-hmm.
behind a subscription.
Okay. Right.
And the subscription is basically me and Joe's way of when you make these things, they do cost money. So
Right.
we're
Sure.
not getting rich or anything. I can
No.
assure you of
No.
that. And so, but if you want to have some skin in the game, we have it behind a subscription. So it unlocks a couple other features like advanced filtering and things like that. But as far as like posting and you know, a lot of people just upload their finds and put
Sure.
descriptions and and so yes, it's absolutely free if you just want to do that. It's limitless. You can go in there and start posting right away, and you can see comments and you can like them, and yeah, just if you want to reply and join the community, that's how we keep out a lot of the things that screw up social media like bots and
Sure.
bad actors. So
Yeah, I get it. I get it
yep.
100%. What an awesome idea.
Yeah.
So I definitely got to go check that out because I told Michael about it,
Yeah.
about 4 or 5 weeks ago. I was saying, yeah, he's got this thing on here and it's showing all the VDIs. And the funny thing is, we've been talking a lot about audio and VDI numbers or target ID numbers, whichever one you want to say. But I'm like you. I'm more audio. I know Michael is too. The target IDs are the second thing that you look at, really, if you're sort of
Hmm.
undecided. But usually, when your ears get so attuned to certain targets and the way certain things are going to sound, you're going to dig those things based off of sound before you even look at it. Now, I will say this, with the Manicord, now you get a third thing to look at, because not only are you looking at target ID, you're looking at, what's this thing showing up on this 2D screen. You've got
Yeah.
you've got a coin that should show up on that center line. You've got nails mixed in with a coin that might be pulling it down towards the center line. So you get all of that added into it too. But audio's always been where I've been at with it, and I know a lot of people on here use audio, but there are a lot of people that use target IDs. They look at that target ID and they go,
Yep.
"Oh yeah, I know exactly what that is because I've seen it over and over again." And then having a site like this, to be able to go to and say, "Okay, I know what I'm looking for. If I see this number, I'm digging that target." If it's a gold
Yeah.
coin, if it's a Civil War bullet, if it's a Civil War button, if it's, whatever, a seated Liberty coin, you're going to go dig it, because now you're going to be able to look at those things and get an idea about what those things are, because, some people, they're not going to find those types of things unless they go to certain areas, and they may not know until they actually get over one, and then having that resource there to be able to help them out in the
Yep.
system is going to be great.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been fun.
yeah. So a couple of things I need to do. I got to do some housekeeping things real quick. So real quick, we're going to flip over here. Don't forget, guys, DigStock is around the corner. If you're not signed up for DigStock, then we will have a link in this description for DigStock. So if you are interested, there will be a link that I'll put on the description, or put in the description. You can sign up for DigStock. DigStock is March 5th through the 8th in North Carolina. It's going to be a great event. It should be tons and tons of fun. We're going to be there, so you can come and see Michael and us there. And we're going to be talking with everyone. We're going to go out and maybe do a little bit of metal detecting while we're there too. So definitely, if you are interested in coming to this event, it's going to be one of the largest events in the United States, metal detecting event. So definitely come and check out DigStock, and come by and say hey to Michael and I at DigStock. So don't forget about that. The other thing that we want to mention is our good friend, Mr. LMS Metal Detecting, Mr. Mike Howell. And of course, he's got some great deals. So if you're looking for a metal detector, maybe you're interested in that new Legend 2, maybe you're interested in that HF2 coil, give Mike a try. And I've got his information down here, and you can see it. You can screenshot it or take a picture of it with your phone, whatever you want to do. But check Mike out. He can get you hooked up with something really nice. And again, he gives service after the sale. So if you buy something from him, he's always going to stand behind it, and he's always going to be there to assist. So appreciate LMS Metal Detecting for being the main sponsor of our channel and of our live stream. So thank you, Mr. Mike Heil from LMS Metal Detecting. Go check out his website. Again, it's lmsmetalDetecting.com. You can check it out. You see it scrolling across the screen right now. And Mike can get you hooked up with all those good deals that he's got going on right now on metal detectors. So go check him out. And then the final thing for tonight, and we got to get Josh in here. So the final thing for tonight is our, wait a minute, one second. Our final thing is going to be our Christmas raffle. So you saw some people doing some super chat and super thanks. We are going to be raffling off a MindLab Equinox 800 with wireless headphones, the 6-inch coil. This is a $799 value, and you can get in on the raffle for $5. And we'll do the raffle right before Christmas. I think we've got it set for December the 21st. So you can enter as many times as you like. It is a $5 super chat or $5 super thanks in order to get your entries in on the raffle. And you got a chance to win an Equinox 800 here. And again, it's an $800 value. So get in there if you'd like to join in with the raffle. And there it is. And we've gotten a couple of people that have gotten in on that tonight. And we appreciate those people joining in with that raffle. So go check it out. If you're looking for a great machine, The Equinox 800 is an awesome machine, and it's one that you can just about do everything and anything. It is the machine that started it all as far as multi frequency goes. And you get a pair of wireless headphones, which is just really, really cool. And you get that 6-inch sniper coil that Josh was talking about earlier. So again, if you want to get in, all you got to do is leave a super chat or super thanks, and then we will be doing that drawing right before Christmas. So again, get in if you'd like to, and all you got to do is leave a super chat or super thanks, and that will get you into the raffle. So back to our guys there. Josh, you said you used to run the Equinox too at one point, correct?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I love the Equinox.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, I found
It's
so
great.
many good things with that Equinox.
Yeah.
It's not
We found a
even.
lot of good stuff with the
Oh
Equinox
yeah,
800.
yeah.
They're
It's an
great.
awesome machine, and again, I've still got an Equinox. I got an Equinox 900. I love it. I need to use it a lot more, don't I, Michael?
Yeah, you need to.
I need to make Michael start using it. That's what I need to do. So thank you guys that are joining in with the super chat. Super thanks for the raffle. Thank y'all. FLX has gotten in tonight. Jeep Girl's gotten in tonight. Says good luck to everybody. I know Bree's gotten in a couple of times tonight. She's making sure she's after that machine hot and heavy. So I hope Bree wins. I really do. That'd be nice. So again, a lot of people have gotten in for the raffle coming up as well. Mr. 5 Mile Relic Hunter has joined in. He says trying to keep up with Bree. He says good luck. Right. So we're gonna have fun with that. I can't wait to give that away for that raffle, and we'll be doing that the week before Christmas. I think we've got it set up for December the 21st, but I'll let you guys know as we get closer. We do this on every live stream, so you do have a chance to enter in for the raffle. And all you got to do is leave a super chat or super thanks, and that gets you entered in for the drawing. And there's Mr. Alan Marshall. He says, thank you, $10. We appreciate it. Peer character jumping up and down saying number one fan. All right, we appreciate that. Yeah, but he said Bree's already spent $120. Yeah, I don't think she's gotten up that high yet. She's knocking on that door. She wants that Equinox 800, and it is a fabulous machine as
Yeah.
well. So, Josh, we're not going to keep you much longer. Is there anything you would like to tell the audience before we head out and do a little bit of self promotion? I know you showed your finds box, and we talked about share my finds. Anything else you want to share with the audience, and where they can find you and check you out, and what you got going on, or what you got going, what's coming up for you? Share those things real quick with the audience before we get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. Once again, thanks for having me on, and thanks everybody in the chat that's here. That's awesome. I see a lot of familiar people, and I've
Yeah.
seen some new people, so
Right.
that's
Well, and
cool.
that's the reason why we do this, because even though there are some people that are familiar with me, they're maybe not familiar with you, and then there's some people that are
Yep.
familiar with you that are not familiar with us. So again,
Yeah.
it helps us both out, and hopefully the people in the show, if they're new to our channel tonight, they hopefully you enjoyed the show, and maybe you hit a subscribe button and hit that like button, and we would appreciate it. But Josh, again, go check his channel out because he's got some great things on his channel. And if you're a TikTok person, you definitely want to go check him out on TikTok. He's got those live streams down pat. I'm telling you, he gets out there, has a lot of fun, shares a lot of great information, and just you can just tell that Josh enjoys what he's doing. And that's what it's all about, getting out there and enjoying what you're doing too as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah, don't
anything
forget to
else?
do sharemyfind.com, everyone. We need data. We need more data.
Yeah, so go check out sharemyfind.com. And like he said, the more data he gets in there, the better that's going to fill up, and the more information that a lot of people are going to have. Michael, you got anything else you want to ask Josh real quick before we get out of here?
Where can we get the fines box? You said it was on your website.
Yeah, so it's not on there right now. In fact, I have the website doing some revamping on it. So if anybody goes there, they're going to be like, "Oh, what's going on?" And it's fine, guys. Don't worry. It'll be
Yeah.
fine. But it will be at conktotech.com is a real website. Yep. And
Yeah, okay.
we'll get some on there soon. We're trying to. The issue with this is, yeah, they're made in the U.S. 100%. And I'm always fighting, and a lot of these friends in here know, but I'm kind of a like, hey, it's got to be right kind of person, and so um,
Yeah.
I'm I'm always fighting like getting that price not too high. I'm always thinking about the person getting it,
Right.
but also having it made here and made by a guy. Mike makes these. It's really cool, and then he sends them to me, and I build them out. So we're trying to tighten up that process. We're working on a couple things, and just keep your eye out. And if they come available soon, I'll make a video announcing like, hey, they're on the website, but you got to be fast because
Yeah. Well,
they go
Shay,
Right.
share
quick.
share me
They
your
go quick.
links for some of those things, and I'll add that to our description. So when somebody goes and watches the live stream, they're watching it on replay. They'll be able to click on that, or for somebody that has watched the live stream, then they can just go and they can click on that too as well. So share
Yeah,
those links with me, and
yeah,
I'll
I'll
be
send them
glad to put them
over.
in the description.
Yeah.
That would definitely be
Cool,
good.
awesome. Yeah, appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, dude. We're like again, we're all about the hobby. We're all about the community, and we love having great guests like you on here. And we've got more great guests coming up in the future. Like I said, metal detecting detectorist is going to be on here coming up in a couple of weeks. So we're looking forward to having her on, and we're hoping, and I told you this too, Josh. We're hoping that we're going to have XP on here real soon, as we know we're getting closer and closer to those stereo headphones that are going to be coming out. So you definitely want to stay tuned. As soon as we get that information from XP, then you definitely want to come and check out that show where they talk about these new stereo headphones for the Deus too. So we're looking forward to that show. We've got Andrew's Adventures. I don't know if you know Andrew from down in Charleston.
Yeah.
He's a fossil hunter. So Andrew's going to be coming on with us in the near future. So we're going to have we're going to talk some fossils. So Michael said I'm a fossil. So I know I know that's what he's thinking right now.
I do like fossils are interesting. I'm looking forward to that. I don't know a whole lot about them, but it's going to be a
Yes.
They're
fun
cool.
day.
Yeah, so somebody said the fun watch. Thanks, guys. Ferris Grump did. Thank you, Ferris Grump, as always. Gonna stick me between Conk and XP. Oh, the pressure. Well, there's a
You'll
couple
be all
of
right.
yeah. Andrew's Adventures is gonna come on too. So we got a full December all the way leading up to Christmas. But we so appreciate Josh and Conk the Text taking his time out on a Sunday night to be part of our show. And it was a great time, and hopefully you learned something. Ohio Fred Michael says, "Where's the tip of the week?" We let Comp the Text share a tip of the week. So Ohio Fred, you might have to go back and rewind it, but go check out his tip. Michael was a little bit slack today, so we'll let him slide because he had some dryer issues at his house.
I
He
had to
had
go
to
buy a new dryer and
yeah.
install it. So
He had to go get a new dryer, so we'll let him slide tonight without the tip of the week. But he'll be back on Friday night with another tip of the week. So again, y'all stay tuned for that. Again, guys, thank y'all so much for being here tonight. We had a fantastic group in here, um, and it's always good when we get great guests like Conk the Tex on here to share some of his info, share what's going on with him. And again, go check out his channel, check out the Share My Finds. Go get you one of those boxes. He's going to share that link with me, and we're going to be able to go out and buy some of those finds. Wonder Box, isn't that what it's called, Josh? Wonder Box.
Box of Wonders. Yeah,
Box
that
of
old
Wonder.
old
That's
joke.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so we're gonna have that going on. And a high friend says face blue smiling. Oh, thank you, Michael Workman. Thank you so much. All right, so we're headed out of here. We appreciate you guys joining in tonight. Josh, thank you so much for being here tonight. Go check out Conk the Text, guys. Awesome YouTube channel. Great
yeah,
TikTok live streams. Great YouTube live streams. just a lot of fun whenever he goes out into text. So again, go check him out. We appreciate him so much. And we appreciate Mr. NC Relic Hunter being here with us tonight, as always. And we look forward to bringing you another live stream on Friday night. So stay tuned for that. Remember, hit that bell, that notification, so the next time we do go live, you guys will get notified. So, and hit that like button before you leave tonight too. That greatly helps us out as well. For all of those that entered in the raffle tonight, thank you so much for entering in the raffle. And we're going to be raffling off that MindLab Equinox 800. So that's going to be coming up, and we'll do that on our live streams heading into that. So again, thank you guys so much. Josh, thank you so much for being here tonight. And we're gonna check out of here. I hope everybody has a fantastic work week. Thank you guys so much. We'll catch you guys on our next adventure. Thanks for being here. Thank you guys for being here. And we will see you guys soon. Take care.